Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of All Things Ilyas podcast. This is your host Umair Ilyas and welcome to episode 8 of the podcast. If you like, comment and subscribe now to the channel. I would really appreciate that and that can help me create more content for you and you'll get notified once I upload a new episode or a short on YouTube. Please also make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well. We are on TikTok. There has been a thunderstorm in Canberra. The warning was issued a few hours ago, and large hail was expected. So, people who were planning to, people with comprehensive insurance who were planning to buy new cars got a bit hopeful. But at the end of the day, it did not hail in Canberra, so we are fine. It's a bit gray and sad and cloudy, and I'm here with the source of energy for my soul, which is my chai, and I'll have it as you know as I talk to you in this podcast. I want to start off with a bit of a heavy news. There's been two incidents at Gibraltar Falls where two young men, one teenager and one 22-year-old man, have fallen and sadly have passed away. This is a second incident within a week's time, both young men, and I'm extremely sad and gutted for their families and their friends and people who knew them. Um, with that being said, whoever frequents that place, please, please, please make sure to follow the safety instructions. I know it's a very good view. You want to take photos and you want to post it on your social media. However, we have to make sure that we are careful. Um, it's a steep, steep fall and it's already a safety hazard even with fencing and signage there, which clearly says that we shouldn't be swimming in that water, we need to make sure that we are cautious and careful when we go there. Moving on to some news from the English Premier League. Arsenal played Aston Villa away at the Villa Park, and it was a thriller in the Villa. Fortunately, the score was 2-4, with Arsenal being down 2-1 in the first half, heading into the second half. What caught my attention, although, was the incident that took place at the touchline between the data analysts from both sides, which is weird. Like, why are you so heated up, sir? The headline here is from the Daily Mail, and it reads as the FA are investigating melee between Arsenal and Aston Villa staff, which saw the Gunners analyst Miguel Molina at the center of a press box spat at Villa Park during 4-2 win. With the stewards forced to intervene after the angry row. Guys, who's gonna assess the Excel sheets with all the data? Who's gonna go and draw those circles and write SQL code and then analyze Jorginho's kick that hit Emmy at the back of the neck and that was like an own goal? Who's gonna go do all that factoring and the assessments of data? Who's gonna assess Martinelli's speed as he got that pass from Fabio Vera and he ran across the whole field and scored an empty net goal? Why are data analysts involved in like fights? First, it was Mikel Arteta. He was like too like animated at the touchline. He was supposed to um, be this clown. What's happening to the analysts? Because Mikhail has sort of calmed down. Yeah, go write some code. Go like assess some Excel like data sheets. Okay, go open up the Power BI app and make me some dashboards. Don't be at the touchline. Mind your business. It's not your sea to swim in. I have also found the most amazing Facebook Marketplace ad that you could ever find. You see stuff on Marketplace and you think you've seen it all. There was a guy who was trying to sell his dad's World War II uniform, which is weird enough, and he had all these details about it. But this ad here beats them all. The title of the ad is Lightly Shat Self Cleaning 3-person Couch. The photo if of on that ad is this handsome gentleman with shades on holding a Santa very close to his lap with Santa's hand on his private parts. And the other guy is lying down on the couch with a pout, and he's holding a cardboard figure of that small cute man from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I forget his name. Danny DeVito. There you go. It just came back to me. So he's holding a cutout of Danny DeVito, and the other guy has Santa on the couch with Santa's hand on his private parts. So that's what's happening on the surface. Now we'll dig into the description of the couch. Place yourself in the mindset. It's 5:01. You log off from a hard day of working from home. New season of Below Deck just dropped, and you want to enjoy it in peace. You stumble over to the lounge room, place your delicate baby oiled butt on the couch. Ah, heavenly. That could be your life. All you have to do is collect this amazing 3-person lightly shat cushioned couch. As the real estate agents would say, it's a much loved asset to any young group. It's very sad that we must say goodbye to our household companion. Unfortunately, it just won't fit on the plane to Bangladesh, and we want its energy to live on. This couch has seen it all and been loved every day. Honestly, nothing wrong with it, so welcome to drop by and collect it whenever. Newtown area. If it drives the sale, I'm happy to actually crap on the couch for you. We'll put the video on my OnlyFans. And these guys are located somewhere in Sydney, and the lightly shat couch is actually free. So if any one of you is interested to buy a great companion who's seen everything, obviously, like everything, things from inside the body as well, um, this is your go-to furniture. If you are a young uni student, if you are a person going through a rough time and looking for a couch, hit these guys up. The lightly shat couch ad refreshed something I read online. It was one of those "Am I the asshole?" Like posts that people post, and like the snippet of it is like posted somewhere on Instagram or Facebook. So this guy writes that I'm dating this girl for 3 months. She's incredibly sweet and gorgeous looking. She's funny, she's confident, and I really like her. So one day, she stays over at his house. He's away, he comes back home, and he realizes that she's taking a shower. A hot shower, that is. So she yells for her, she yells for him, which means they both are white and comfortable at greeting each other in the shower. Because FYI, I don't do that. If I'm in the toilet, don't talk to me. Don't call me. Also, people who poop and talk on the phone, and that's for someone I know in my life, please stop doing it. Anyways, so he goes into the bathroom. He opens the door and he sees steam. But the steam smells a bit funky. So she's obviously in the shower. She opens up the shower curtain and she kisses him as he looks down and he can't believe what he's seeing. She says to him, I'll be out in a second once I get rid of this. And this is her stomping on a log of poop down the drain in the shower. He looks down in that steamy shit toilet at the girl that he likes, trying to use her bare foot to shove down a log of poop down the drain. So he walks out. And as he's walking out, all of this is happening, and the girl is acting completely normal. Nothing is out of order at all. And he walks out and he can't understand what's happening. And he doesn't know how he feels about it. He doesn't want to embarrass her, so he's obviously shocked. Shock is also an understatement. She comes out, they have a chat. He finally has the courage to ask her what she was doing. And she said they used to do it in their house growing up all the time, and sort of got offended and angry at him for trying to imply that she was the one who was weird. Is that not insane, dude? Who takes a shit in the shower? I've heard of people peeing in the shower, and I can understand that. Not that I have done that. Once, maybe, or twice. But I can understand that. The drain is not even the same. Like, the shit particles, even in the toilet, once you flush it, that's why you should have the lid closed, because it sprays out. And hair stays in the drain. And now the drain that's already clogged with hair is always going to have some shit particles just always hanging on. Every time this man is gonna take a shower, the water is gonna run down that drain, and he's gonna like just get that trauma of being in that toilet refreshed in his brain. Because it is a toilet, actually, because she's shitting in it. It's a bathroom, once where you can shower, but if you're just showering and pooping at the same time, is she using a scrub or a loofah or something afterwards? And is poop on that as well, on the back of her leg as she's trying to like wash her leg? And then she brings it up and it's now on her belly, and then she's washing it away, and then she's just walking out and about with like poop particles on the body. God. It's just, yeah. I've read a lot of things online, but that again I can visualize, and I feel uncomfortable. Someone like me. This story reminds me when I was in nursery or prep. I think I was in prep. So Australian schooling, what like daycare age, sort of like late like daycare age. Um, I was in a class of probably like 60 people. So I'm in my class, and my teacher who was sitting there, and this class is of like 60 people. The teacher is being extremely harsh. She's not allowing any like toilet breaks, any water breaks. I don't know if she was a substitute teacher. It wasn't really her class, and we were all told to just like zip it and sit quietly as she did her own thing. A few of my fellow classmates, they asked her if they could go to the toilet, And she said, no, go sit down. And she had these, I still remember, she had these very like angry eyes, as she would just like stare you down. And turns out after a while, you see so many kids want to leave for toilet. Your boy also felt the movement. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, it doesn't appear that she will allow me to go to the toilet. And I I thought about it for like a little bit, and then tried to raise my hand, but she ignored me. So out of spite, I shit my pants. I shit my pants. And when the kids realized, because there was like just like flies sort of were, they started getting attracted to me, like to my leg. It was my left leg. I just did like an angle. I was still sitting on the bench, and the kids just scattered like I had the plague. Like, you know how you just, if you like just like drop a drop of like water in sand, and it just goes zzz, the whole class just went, not with this guy. So they moved on to one side, and there's these girls, they're like looking at me, and there's these kids that can't believe it, someone shit themselves. And I'm just sitting there looking straight. So someone yells at the teacher. So someone yells at the teacher, Miss, Omer has pooped his pants. And then she's like, oh my God. And she's even madder, but I'm not saying anything. I'm just looking straight. And she comes to me and she says, why didn't you ask to go to the toilet? And I said, you didn't allow anyone to go before me, so I just shit myself. And the school help, the school maid, she came up, she picked me up, she took me to the toilet, she changed me, she gave me these old red pajamas to wear, dude, as a replacement. She tied up my pants in like a plastic bag that I had to carry as like my token of shame throughout the rest of the day in the school. And on the way back, since I had a van, I had like other kids, so anyone who would look at me and then look underneath would see me in like red PJs and holding a like a bag that looks wet, immediately knew that I shit myself. So 60 people, and then a few in the school, and then another like 15 kids in my van sort of knew that I pooped my pants. And one of them was my brother's former classmate and his friend. So even he laughed. He was like, haha. But he was nice. He was a bit nicer about it. So yeah, did that as well. And out of spite, I don't even remember if I really had to go. I think I just made my mind. I just, in my head, I'm like, it appears that I am going to relieve myself um, inside of the classroom. And I did. I did just that. Another story, and I swear this is the last one, like around any sort of pooping. So I used to work for this retailer in Canberra. I used to do their facilities management, and my cousin also worked there. And I used to start early. So my aim was to probably start at 7 a.m. or half past 7 in the morning, finish my day up by around like 3 to 4 p.m., like deal with all the contractors and the work so I can go to the gym, be home while the sun's out, and I can then do my own thing and go to bed early. So this was my good routine for as long as I was in that job. So this one day I walk in and it's like probably 7:30ish, and they used to have this like a gigantic office for the staff. That there was no like separate offices. Like everyone sat in the same office with their own like desks in that office. So I go put my stuff down, and I used to have this like a giant bunch of keys for the whole store, for the whole warehouse, and my phone. And I go to the staff toilets in the staff area to because I had to pay you something. And I go in. So how it is that there's like three urinals up against the wall, and next to them are three stalls. The first stall is the accessible toilet. The other two are just the normal toilets. So I go in, and as soon as I open up like the main bathroom door, you can see the accessible stall. There was someone there with their bare feet on the floor, and by the looks of it, you could tell they didn't have any pants on as well. And I look at that and I go, holy shit. I'm like, who is that? This is a public toilet, like in a way. That's so weird. And I'm thinking it's a contractor. So I'm trying to look for people. So I, with my bunch of keys, you can hear me go ch 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 ch. So I run back to the reception, and I'm having a go at them because they haven't told me if there's a contractor on site. And they go, no, there's no contractor on site. And I go, okay. And I run back, but then I run off to go do something else. There's a circuit trip in an area of the store and yada yada yada. And I come back and I'm like, that's interesting. And it's around 8. It's around 8 a.m. in the morning now, and I see my cousin, and I go, mate, because we both call each other mate as a joke, but we sort of put like an accent on it. So I say, mate, there was a contractor. Like I think I saw someone just bare feet in the accessible like toilet, and they just had their bare feet on the floor. And he looks at me and he goes, mate, that was me. And I go, what the hell? And he says, so the thing is that I go to the gym every morning. So once I come back, I don't go home. I drive directly to work with my change of clothes. And I shower here, and then I have breakfast, and then I start work. So I was in the shower and I had to poop. So I just walked across and sat down to do my business. Bare feet. Bare feet in your workplace toilet. Bare feet with your feet up, pointing up, with I'm not sure how many clothes on, making all the contact with all the surfaces that you can. Bare feet. Doing number two. Bare feet. I was so shocked. I like if you could like film me. I when I looked at that the first time, I thought I saw like Bigfoot or something, because my cousin is like a giant guy. His feet are also gigantic, which is kind of on me because I should have known because I used to live with him. We used to be housemates as well, and that's a knock on me because I should have known. And also he had his shoes there, and the shoe was like this big as well. So I'm like, what kind of an inhumane giant contractor is that who's taking a shit with no shoes on? And it's always one of your own people, dude. And it'd be your own people. It'd be your own people, man. It'd be your own people. Now the funny thing is, he's gonna hear about this, and it's gonna he's gonna give me grief for this, because he gets mad when I mention him. Because I mention him about the choke slam story, and he's like, "I never did that. You embellish it." So yeah, yeah, he's funny. So I wanna wrap up the podcast. I wanna finish off the podcast, but before I do that, I wanna talk about this little thing that has been bothering me for quite some time, and that's the use of English language or the English language proficiency in non-English speakers. This disease is specific to mostly the subcontinent. It could be Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Nepal, or Bhutan. People feel like that English language fluency is the gauge of your intelligence. Like how well you can speak in English equates to how smart you are. And that is so, so incorrect. There's this weird obsession and inferiority complex with how well can someone speak English, and we make fun of each other. And that's why people become conscious and they sort of hold themselves back or they feel like they cannot communicate as well. It's always handy to be able to speak English and use that as a tool for communication and communication only. It's not a gauge or a metric for your intelligence at all. If you can speak it as an athlete, it's good. If you can speak it as a professional, it's good. If it's needed for your job, it's good. You should be able to do it. But it shouldn't be the center of your intelligence. That if you can speak good English, you're smart. If not, you're not. That is so bizarre. And that fear and pinpointing and those jokes, they induce this anxiety, social anxiety, in people who come from non English speaking backgrounds. It's important to note that people from the subcontinent, a lot of them don't have access to the resources where they can learn English. And pointing fingers at each other. Oh, he's a Pakistani. Ah, well, your English is not good. Oh, he's an Indian. Ah, why is his accent like that? That is your second language, even like third language. So I was born in Punjab and I can speak Urdu and Punjabi. And English, that makes English my third language. So for those of you, if you are tuning into the podcast, if you've got this like pressure from other like Browns, your peers, who sort of take this as, because this is inferiority complex, who take English fluency as this like thing they have over you. Ignore that. Speak to the best of your like ability. Learn if you have the opportunity to learn. I'm not saying you should not learn to speak English. Learn English to the best of your ability and use it as a tool. But don't allow anyone to tell you that that is a reflection of your intelligence. Since this day has been a bit rainy and thunderstormy, not haily, as in didn't hail, I've been thinking about this song that I listened to from Coke Studio, which features Atif Aslam and Maidhai. And I'll play this for you, and I'll also wrap up the podcast in a bit. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe now to the channel so I can keep making more content for you. And we'll give this a short listen before your boy phases out. So I hope you've all been good. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I hope you can enjoy the short few seconds of this song with me. जाना है मारो जाना है मारो जाना पिया के देश ना रोकना मोहे ना टोकना मरी जान चली पिया के देश बीते ज़माने probably have ruined the song with my singing. याद करूं है जो यादें बिखरी मोरे अंगना कभी तू भी याद करे. I wish I could sing, dude. So with that being said, thank you very much. This was the All Things Ilyas podcast, and I shall see you next week.